The college football experience, Stanford Cardinal, 2025 season preview episode on a Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is LeGarrette Blunt, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Football experience, Stanford Cardinal 2025 season preview episode. Oh, it was an interesting year season. Well, it's been an interesting, really 2 years, I would say, as the Pac-12 caved, and then you joined the ACC, you and Cal, and 3-9 in year one. But even funnier is you beat two of the better teams you played, just by record. I mean, they beat Syracuse, a 10-win team from a season ago,
on the road,
and Louisville, a 9-win team from a year ago, and then you got destroyed in a bunch of other games. You figure it out. We're going to talk all about it, but then that coach was fired, and now they have an interim head coach. And I got to talk to him at Media Day, so we will talk about all that and the future of the program. And YouTube.com/The College Experience. We're breaking out all 136 college football teams with a solo podcast for each and every team in the land. Subscribe, tell a friend. It's a triple header tonight. At least we think it's going to be a triple header, if we can make it through it. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swigga, Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
You know, some people take some cracks at the Stanford Cardinal, but this is a university that has had some of the greatest coaches in the history of the sport. Walter Camp coached with the Stanford Cardinal. Fielding Yost, who built the big house in Ann Arbor, coached the Stanford Cardinal. Should I go on? Pop Warner, for a decade just about, coached the Stanford Cardinal. Chuck Taylor coached the Stanford Cardinal for almost a decade as well. Bill Walsh, might have heard of him, created an offense. Rod Dowhow, Jack Elway, the father of John Elway. Dennis Green, nah, I never heard of him. Buddy Tevens, oh man, Jim Harbaugh, David Shaw, you can go on, and then don't even get me on this. The coaches that were on the staffs on those staffs. This is a program that is rich in football history, despite what people believe. And I'm excited to talk about it because Andrew Luck is now the general manager of the Stanford Cardinals, and we will talk about that. But I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience, so make sure you check out that when the season goes live. We're live every single night talking hoops, covering every game just like we do for football. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governor, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Lawn Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yes, the tree huggers. Let's talk some Stanford Cardinal. Rich history, man. Let's go. Cheers, everybody.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yeah, it's ironic. I was just, I was just on a guest. I was just a guest on a Duke Blue Devil podcast. shout out to that. And shit, I should probably have the name in front of me, but I'll plug it at some point.
You're not good with names.
Yeah, not good with names, but look, that's the blueprint right there. Or you've seen like Duke throw a bunch of money in to the program.
Mm-hmm.
Do not let Stanford think about that. You want to talk? I mean, you want to talk about fuck you money. All right. Stanford just had, and Andrew Luck might be tapped into that. They have a new athletic director that cares about football, from what I understand. So I'm just saying, we'll see what happens this year. Frank Reich is the man for 1 year. He coached with Andrew Luck with the Indianapolis Colts, won a chip with the Philadelphia Eagles, and played, was a part of 4 Super Bowl appearances with the Buffalo Bills, and the greatest comeback in NFL history, and maybe the greatest comeback in college football history. If you're real swift, you know about Maryland, Miami back in the 80s. Where you at with the rental, the 1 year deal? Obviously, Troy Taylor was fired. What, April? If I had to guess,
April, early May.
Yeah, that's never normally a good thing historically with teams you want to back. But he dials up Frank Reich, says, "Hey, come out here to the farm, coach the boys." He has never coached in college football, which is a little concerning, but he did play under Bobby Ross with the Maryland Terrapins and Ralph Friedgen. So, I mean, at the end of the day, look, and I heard him talk at ACC Media Days. He was very confident. He said, "We're going to establish line of scrimmage." That's the thing that's interesting.
I like hearing that.
Well, Stanford always has more guys than you think. Like, I understand it's like Stanford, how many white running backs, by the way, a lot of them make the pros, but
Tommy
Tommy Vardell, McCaffrey. I mean, you can go on and on. I feel like I'm forgetting Brad Muster.
The whites are rolling here.
But my point is like they because of their academics and probably location, they bring in some guys that you probably forget about. Like one of the top transfers was David Bailey, right? A DN that went to Texas Tech. They paid for him. My point is like they always have a few guys. Like when Harbaugh took over the Stanford team, they were coming off some terrible years, but Richard Sherman was there. Like they normally just have some guys that you just don't think are very good. Like you look at the roster, you're like, maybe they're not that good this year. But I'm telling you, there's probably someone we're overlooking that with the right coaching could be very good. Where you at with Coach Wright coming in there?
Definitely an interesting situation here. Because it's a self-admitted 1 year rental. It's not like, hey, he could go 8-4, overachieve, and hey, it's his job. He says right from the get-go, I'll come in 1 year, fix it or stabilize it, and then we'll get off the ground. So,
what if he does good though?
I know. I don't know. I mean, what happens then?
They have a lot of money.
Does he want to stay there? I mean, he's in Cali.
That's what I'm saying. You're in a nice part of the country as far as like you're older. You know what I mean? As far as like good weather for the most part. Like
he doesn't need to go back to the NFL. I mean, he already did that twice.
I could picture him in Napa Valley trying to
hugging that tree.
Have you had this bottle of Chianti?
Pinot Noir. Hey.
Yeah, I could see it, man. It's just an interest. I find it fascinating. I know. And by the way, Matt in the chat saying they have a nice freshman, Bear Bachmeier. He's now at BYU.
Yeah.
When Troy, all the Bachmeiers, two Tiger and Bear, great. By the way, shout out to another kid named Tiger, like my son, White Tiger. But yeah, those guys are at BYU now. When they fired Taylor, they had like a mass exodus. But I don't know. It's going to be fascinating to watch. The new offense coordinator is Nate Byham. And that's another thing, someone was talking to me at Media Days. I honestly don't remember who right now, but I was asking while Frank Reich was talking, I was like, what do you think of Stanford this year? They didn't like the fact how Troy Taylor's staff is still, some of them are still with Reich.
Yeah.
So it's like, he goes, Are they kind of bitter that they did Troy Taylor dirty, or in their opinion, who knows, right? But I don't know. But Bynum was a tight ends coach that was promoted to the OC with the firing, I think, of Taylor. 106 in scoring offense a year ago, 105th in passing offense, 93rd in rush offense, 120th in total offense. I got no fucking idea, but they do return Micah Ford at the running back spot, Sam Roush at the tight end spot, and 3 of 5 on the O line, and kicker Emmett Kenny. It's more returning starters than I thought.
Yeah,
but they did lose 2 of their better offensive linemen to Oklahoma. Their starting quarterback and backup quarterback left, and one of their best wideouts went to Arkansas. They went to the portal and actually used the portal a little more than Stanford traditionally has, since the portal's gone crazy. They brought in Dylan Rizk. I don't know how to pronounce that. From UCF. Ben Gulbranson, he started a bunch of games at Oregon State. Wasn't setting the world on fire, but he's got a lot of experience. Tuna Altahira, running back from Eastern Washington. David Pantelis, a wideout from Yale. CJ Williams from Wisconsin. That's notable. Caden High, a wideout from South Carolina State. Jordan Ovan. How do I pronounce that? Is that View? Onovughe from Colorado. Yeah. Tight end Brendan Doyle from Memphis. And some guys on the O line from Georgia Tech, UCLA, Sac State, and Texas Tech. Mac, it's going to be hilarious when the offense is better under your tight end coach.
Because you established a line of scrimmage to run the ball.
I mean, you returned 3 of 5. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say the offense is going to be a little bit better.
Yeah, just lean into that 93rd rush offense and keep pounding the rock, baby. That's what happened with Gerhardt and McCaffrey. You don't need to spread it out at Stanford, man. We saw with Harbaugh, Jim Shaw. Just keep running the ball, man.
Yeah, David Shaw, buddy.
What'd I say?
You said Jim Shaw, but hey, Jim Shaw, he's probably a good human being too out there in the world.
Jim, David, it's all the same thing. Shaw, Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I added Jim Harbaugh's first name on Jim Shaw.
Yeah, that's what you did right there. You did Jim Shaw, right? I got it now.
That was his offensive coordinator when Andrew Luck.
That's true. That's true, man. The defensive side of the ball. Bobby April is the interim defensive coordinator, 115th in scoring defense a year ago. Remember, he was not the DC last year, so 130th in pass defense. There was 134 teams. They were the 4th worst pass defense in America, but yet still beat Jeff Brown. Somebody figured that out. That game was ridiculous. 41st rushing defense and 107th in total defense. But you know what? That game is ridiculous. But you know what about Stanford though is they try hard. So if you have teams that are fucking around thinking they're just they'll catch you. They'll catch you. Remember when they beat USC and Pete Carroll when they were like 43-point dogs? The defense, shout out to WV Matt. Imagine if Stanford had Paul Johnson to run that option like you did at Navy. They should. I mean, the only thing that I think the reason why you shouldn't at Stanford is because I think you can make a case that this is the best conference or one of the best schools ever for quarterbacks with Jim Plunkett, John Elway, Andrew Luck. Those are just 3 of them, but they've put out more than that. So I kind of think you should be able to sell to a recruit. And I'm pro triple option on almost every team, but I don't know that it makes sense when you can have a statue of John Elway and Jim Plunkett there saying you can win a Heisman Trophy, and Andrew Luck's your GM. But the defense returns Anthony Franklin at DN spots, 2 linebackers into Tafiti and Cooper. Both your safeties, Scotty Edwards and Colin Wright back, as well as punter Aiden Flintoff there. That's more than I thought.
I know. They kind of have like randomly not bad returning production, but I don't know how good the returning production is the concern.
Well, they went out in the portal and brought in Hunter Barth from Cal. disgusting.
I mean, there's got to be rules.
Yeah, that's. I mean, there's plenty of examples of our society crumbling in our face, and when I see that, Zach Johnson, a linebacker from Idaho, comes in. They were good in the FCS. Jordan Washington from fucking Dartmouth coming in at the corner spot. Braylon Thompson from Yale, and that's what they can get these grad transfers, because you can't in the FCS that you that fifth year. Cornerback Julian Neal from Fresno, Sam Neely the third from Wake Forest, all coming in on the defense. Mac, will the defense be better than 107th? Now the problem is this: the schedule is challenging because they are. You know what? As much as they're a private school, and we like to make fun of private schools, Stanford is awesome at scheduling. If you are like a fan of football,
yeah,
I believe they're one of the schools that has barely ever played an FCS. I think they've only played like a very minimal amount of FCS games. A few years ago, when me and Patty C were doing this, they played 12 Power Fives. I've never seen anyone else do that. And this is how that was actually kind of one of the signs that tipped me off to the ESPN schedule, strength of schedule rankings being absolute dog shit. They didn't have Stanford in their top 10. And I'm like, they play 12 Power Fives.
I remember that year. They played Notre Dame and they played, I forget, like.
Well, they played Notre Dame. I think it was TCU was one of them.
Yeah. TCU. And then they played like another Big Ten team. It's like, God damn.
And you're just sitting there like, this is nonsense. If you slapped SEC on their thing, they'd be the number one toughest schedule in college football. 12 fucking Power Fives. You think the defense will be better than 107th?
I do. I mean, they have 7, 8 returning starters on the defensive side of the ball. So I think they'll be better defensively. This is an interesting team. The more and more like I look at it.
Well, they play hard, dude. You know, like Miami has games where they take off.
Yeah.
Certain teams have games where they quit. And Stanford, to me, the reason why they're able to catch some of those 10-win teams or 9-win teams from a year ago is because they do fucking play hard. They play hard. Like, even if they get destroyed, I feel like most times you watch them and you're like, they're going, like, there's a maximum effort. Yeah. So it makes them always live to catch somebody. I mean, how many times have they beaten Notre Dame, even when they were bad? Remember, Marcus Freeman will tell you about that.
And to your point, their schedule is ridiculous this year.
Yeah, the schedule is really ridiculous. We're going to get to that in a second, but it's kind of a very interesting team here. I'm going to say they're going to be slightly improved, but the schedule is challenging, very challenging. Yeah. It's basically like they're playing. What do they get? They got 10 Power Fives, and the 2 non-con teams, I believe, the 2 other teams are Mountain West teams that I think will be bowling.
Yeah, they're both top half. You might as well be playing 12 Power Fives.
Yeah, and one of them's on the road. One of them's on the road.
What is this?
Yeah, and the other's a rivalry game.
Across the Pacific Ocean. I mean, what the fuck is this?
I mean, I've told you, man. I've been following this shit for over 25 years. You know, and like. Stanford always schedules. I respect them for that. You know, as much as you want to, like, we can make fun of, like, okay, private schools, you know, there's stands are half empty. They fucking schedule aggressively, and they should. And no one ever talks about it. They only talk about, you know, the Florida schedule's incredibly Wisconsin. Like, Stanford's been doing this shit for like 30 years, man. Yeah. Scheduling super aggressively. All right. Well, look, we're going to talk about the schedule and the state of the program coming up. But before I do that, I want to let you know you are listening to the College Football Experience Stanford Cardinal edition. We are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Sports Gambling Podcast is back with their 32-team NFL team preview series. They're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Yes, each episode they'll give out one word of a 32-word phrase. Submit the phrase for a chance to win a $1,000 Circa Future. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. As Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. Look, there's no waiver wire. There's no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football, folks. And look, Underdog also has a a great place to play pick'em where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. So sign up over at underdogfantasy.com. And when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits there. Underdogfantasy.com promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes. Look, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, all the summer sports. MLB, CFL, golf, tennis, dildos in the WNBA, and the WNBA, and other horse racing. Saw a ridiculous horse race over the weekend. I don't know if you caught that, or the jockey just kind of started. That it needs to be investigated. Look, my bookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Of course, that's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back. Damn, dude, the chat's cracking me up. They're better at the soundboard than I am sometimes. So Frank Reich met with the team at first, and this was the team.
Team.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm jacked about another opportunity. I'm like, let's go. Now, I met with the team. There is no team.
And Carlton referencing Barth transferring to Stanford. Also.
And may the Schwartz be with you. What a world, what a world.
It is what a world, though, Mac, because we talk about state of the program, and I do think they're one of the more interesting teams moving forward. Like Duke has started to spend, from what I understand, Stanford's new athletic director, or maybe, no, I'm sorry, I think it's the new president. So I stand corrected. I don't know about the athletic director. The new president is a big football fan, right? Andrew Luck was hired as GM by that very president. If they want to care, they will be a top 25 fucking program.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's any hiding that. Now, we'll see. Obviously, it's kind of hard to project with an interim head coach. But if they care, like they're saying, like some of the people are saying, watch out, because they have money that honestly, like only Texas, and I think they still have more money than Texas. So it's like if they cared, which I'm sure that's more of a questionable thing at Stanford than it is at Texas. But I'm just saying, Andrew Luck, if they care enough to hire Andrew Luck, and this guy really does want to build a football winner, they will build a football winner then. That's all state of the program. So is the stadium, and let me tell you,
The farm.
104. So this is an interesting thing. I think it depends on who you ask. So Stanford, they basically did the right thing with you. Last night we talked about Kansas stadium and how the new one looks like a pile of shit, right? They kind of did that. So Stanford Stadium, they rebuilt it, but there's parts of the original stadium that is within this stadium. So it makes it kind of tricky. What do you value it as? They rebuilt it in 2005, but there are parts of the stadium that are still there that are 104 years old, and you're playing on the exact same surface. So I deem it 104 years old, but man, it's a fucking beauty. I'll tell you that. If you get a chance to go up to the Bay Area, I know that there's games where the fans don't show up, but I'm telling you, the stadium is fucking nice, man. It's a nice stadium. And this is a legendary stadium. When you think about the field, first off, the 49ers have played there during earthquakes and stuff over the years. So, and also, I mean, it's just a nice, sharp looking stadium, and to have some of the history there that has been part of the history that I mentioned to open this episode. It is a very nice fucking stadium. Look, I mean, that shit is fucking ancient. You know what I mean? Like, Pop Warner was walking through that shit. But I think it's a beautiful stadium. I know it has issues with being full, and I happen to find the photos that were full. But I think it's a really good stadium. But my other point I was going to make here was this is what it used to be, right? The old Stanford Stadium, which hosted the Super Bowl. In my opinion, actually,
It looks like the Rose Bowl.
dude, so I think some people were unhappy that they got rid of it. But I think they had to, because I think the amount of earthquakes they had there and the erosion on the concrete. But this Super Bowl in '84, when the Dolphins and Niners played, I think it is probably the most beautifully, like, the visual of the teams. Like, when I picture in my head, this is like my heyday of, like, I mean, I was only like a 2-year-old, but I'm saying, like, that Super Bowl stands out the way it looked, playing on grass. And look at this, man. This is that Super Bowl in black. Look, they had every day. Back then, you could actually be a normal fan of football and go to the Super Bowl. Isn't that crazy? Nowadays, those tickets go to, like, some jackass who's like a CEO of, like, AT&T, right?
Yeah. What Super Bowl was this? Niners, Bengals?
84. No, Dan Marino, Joe Montana. Marino's what? I think it's rookie season. But dude, I'm telling you, man, there's nothing like the look. The only thing, and it's funny, I was talking to someone the other day, we were talking about that. The look of, first off, playing on real grass, not that bullshit. Yeah. The color schemes, which is just an accident by the teams being in the Super Bowl, but it aesthetically looks fucking awesome. But I love the grass stains. Remember that when the NFL used to have a soul? But this stadium, this is a different. The Niners played there once the earthquake happened in the '80s. Like, because the candlestick got fucked up. So the Niners
Super Bowl there.
Yeah,
the Niners were playing there.
Yeah, I mean, they got lucky, but yeah, I mean, it's a great stadium, dude. But that's what it used to look like. This thing used to be like the Big House, dude. Like that, it was like enormously big. So they did downsize the hell out of it. But I still love. I am one that actually thought they paid homage in a good way with the new way they did it, not like Kansas yesterday. Where are you at with the stadium?
I mean, I love the throwbacks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm watching the Niners and it looks good. I'll give the new renovations a 6. I don't know. I kind of like the way it used to be.
Well, I mean, but you had to do something.
They don't fill it in. That's the problem. Like, I haven't seen it rock in a while.
Yeah, Harbaugh had it going a little bit.
Yeah,
Harbaugh had it going a little bit. Right there, though. But that's still a good-looking stadium, dude.
It is. I just need to see some people in there.
Yeah. I like their stadium.
That was pre-COVID. I mean, I have not seen anybody in there since COVID.
Yeah, well, they joined the ACC.
Yeah,
the Atlantic. This is where I reiterate the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Where's Stanford located?
Palo Alto, California.
Awful.
Yeah. It look at that, man. That's it. That Super Bowl just pops when you look at that shit. Nowadays, it's all indoors. Just looks like plastic bullshit, you know? Yeah, I love that. I actually think I disagree. I think I give it like a 9 because I think they did a great job keeping the history of it. That, because that area of the country, the erosion that happens, like, you have to do something. I don't know how the fuck the Rose Bowl has been able to preserve it. State of the program, though, is tricky. Yes, you have a new president that apparently cares about football. Yes, you have Andrew Luck as your general manager. But you also are in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Where's Stanford located?
It's tough, man. I got to give it a 3 of 10 until, you've had a couple losing seasons in a row, but I still believe the potential's there. What are you giving this?
Yeah, I'll give it a 3 as well until they rejoin the Pac-12. And then I'll be like, hey, they're back home at least, and they have an identity out there. So right now they just don't have an identity. It's them and Cal. They're sitting ducks, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, they're in a tough spot, man.
They're set up for failure.
That's why it would be so great if Stanford just said, fuck you, and went all in on football and bought, like, basically did what Texas Tech's doing right now.
Do what Notre Dame's doing, independent.
Well, I
All
would
their
second
games
that.
on Peacock.
I would second that too, but I don't know if Stanford get those TV ratings. But
Peacock.
no, but I'm actually with you though, man. Like I think if they pulled a Texas Tech, which they have more money than Texas Tech, even I think the Big Ten would come calling because they would want that Bay Area market, and you let 10 years of that go.
And Northwestern loves them.
Yeah, of course they do. I'm trying to be positive about Stanford. You're reminding me about this shit. Anyway, 3 of 10 right now on the Stanford Cardinal. Let's talk about the schedule that is ridiculous.
Oh God.
Week 0. I'm sorry. A trip to the island where, unfortunately, there's a bit of history here. Yeah, we both took Hawaii to get it done. I'm actually, I feel like each night we change our opinion on what game will be the closest. But shout out to DB Cooper giving us $5 too. Appreciate you, brother.
Cheers, brother.
What game will be I think you said Farmageddon, but I think Sam Houston and Western Kentucky could be close. This game still could be close. I mean, Stanford does recruit a caliber of athlete that Hawaii does not get.
Yeah, the problem is Hawaii, the same core, Timmy Chang and that staff already lost to Stanford in week 1, 2 years ago. So I think they're going to be ready to go. They should have beat UCLA last year. They've grown as a program. I think Hawaii actually might beat the shit out of them.
I already bet Hawaii, but I don't know about beat the shit though. I think this thing might be a 21
by 10.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking like 21-17, and we're sweating deep into the 4th.
I think Hawaii's better.
Well, they certainly have more continuity.
Yeah, Frank Reich. I mean, he's freaking.
I have no idea what to expect. Most of these NFL coaches suck when they come down to a college level.
Yeah.
So you could be right in that regard. 1-0 Hawaii. I'm sorry, 0-1 Stanford. Bye week 2, and look, this is a great trivia question if you're hanging out with the family. Everyone knows the video game EA Sports College Football. Well, these were the first 2 editions, and I love these games. I played the fuck out of these games. They were very influential with my love for college football. And the fact that they had Stanford and Bill Walsh on the cover of both, I don't think this would be a great trivia question. You know what I mean? Of like college football, because you're not thinking Stanford was on the first 2 editions of the video game, right? I mean, ever since then, it's been like Michigan, Florida. You know what I mean? Like that. You're not. You're not seeing Stanford on the first 2 editions. That's some great trivia. Stanford bye week. They come out of the week 1 bye week, and they head to Provo.
Oh my God!
I'll tell you this though, this game got more winnable recently. With Retzlaff leaving,
Except the game's in Provo.
True. But there is a shot they're starting the former Stanford quarterback.
Yeah, true. Yep.
I mean, who's going to know his weaknesses better?
Except they didn't coach him.
Well, the DC, I think, was on the staff, though. They were on. Yeah. So, but I'll take BYU after selling it. See what I did there, though? I make it seem nice. Then I take BYU to win by double digits. This is the double digits one.
Yeah, Stanford's going to get soaked here. BYU rolls.
0-2. Then Chestnut Bill coming all the way to the farm to take on Stanford.
That's a far trip.
This is one. They're live here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take. They're live though in my mind.
We need him to get blown out the first 2 weeks, and then we can take him here. It's like a 10-point underdog at home.
Dude, I might take them here because they're gonna win some of these fucking games. Give me a
Yeah.
win here. Give me a
Yep.
fucking win here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not taking BC as a road favorite at Stanford. No way. Give me Stanford outright.
Is that the furthest trip of the college football season? Probably, right?
Yeah. Bill
Probably
O'Brien.
is. Yeah. Then week 4, Stanford heads to Scott Stadium. Love Scott Stadium to take on the Wahoos.
Hilarious game.
I got to take Virginia because of the mileage, but it wouldn't shock me if Stanford won this game. They won at Syracuse last year. I guess that mileage thing is all nonsense.
That was a Friday night. This one's on a Saturday.
That makes it even worse. The Carrier Dome is more lit on a Friday night.
This is a Saturday afternoon, early game. Virginia rolls 1-3.
I'm taking Virginia too. 1-3, but I don't have a ton of confidence on that. Then Bill Walsh legacy game, rivalry game against San Jose State, who I have projected to win the Mountain West. I will take San Jose State here. 1-4.
Same. I'll take Niumatalolo, baby.
Then a bye week. Why doesn't Stanford bring the Indian name back? I think we should honor Native American history, not delete it, personally. So why don't you bring the Indian name back? Because here's the thing: is like gambling's legalized in almost every state now. The Indian reservations, like they're gonna be like, where in pop culture are we gonna know Indians? That's what I'm saying. Like, I think in 100 years we're all gonna look like morons, right? And every team's gonna want to be named the Indians because after an Indian because we don't want to delete them. And they're gonna say, why would they do this? Why would they do this? In my opinion, I think that's going to happen. Anyway, Stanford Cal, great rivalry. Check out that old program there. And actually, it's a good time to read some ads. Want to let you know that the College Football Experience Stanford Cardinal Edition is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. The world's greatest sports book, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest, Circa Millions, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true DGen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. So what are you doing? Come on out and hang with the Sports Gambling Podcast crew at the Circa contest weekend, and also the College Football Experience crew, because myself, Moneyline Mac, will be doing live shows regarding Week 0 college football, Farmageddon, Stanford, Hawaii. You're a Stanford fan, you're a Hawaii fan, and you're not going to the game at the Chin Complex? Get your ass out to Circa. Let us know. We will take care of you. Live shows, open bars. Plus, we're going to get you 15% off your stay at the Circa with the promo code SGP15. The contests are open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada and play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use that promo code SGP to get $50 off those proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, Rhythm's power trends are now called smart signals. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model is consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. And the MLB smart signals are crushing it. Mike Trout, Giancarlo Stanton with are combined 14-0 on smart signals, recommending their unders. Yeah. WNBA smart signals since All-Star break, 27-16. That's 23.36% ROI. They are cooking. Download the Rhythm app, check out smart signals, and start betting smarter. You know damn well we will be. Get your free 7-day trial period today as well. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. Yeah, the real ones know, man. That was the first college football game. That shit was awesome. You could do season mode, man. That was the first college football game to do that. Tech Bowl was the only one that was doing season pre that, I think. Madden and I think the first college football dropped at the same time or similar times. Out of the bye week, you're heading to Gerald Ford Stadium to take on SMU. This is gonna be a loss.
Yeah. we try to be positive, but they're not winning this game.
And that, I mean, I guess you get the bye. You get 2 weeks to prep, but
they're not winning that game though.
So we got them at what, 1-5?
Yeah, they can win this next one though.
This one is interesting. Florida State, aka Saudi Arabia State, with Burt Reynolds State is at the farm. This one is, dude. When is this? October 18th.
And hold on, are they off of Miami?
They might be. They might be, dude. This is gonna be the Louisville of this year.
No, they're off of Pitt.
That could be a body blow game though, but
they're off of Pitt or Miami and Pitt. I kind of want to take Stanford.
They're gonna beat
Give
some
me
of these
Stanford.
teams.
Give me Stanford. Fuck Florida State. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Tree huggers. You're winning this game.
Oh man,
it's a far trip.
I think on the Florida State preview though, I took Florida State, but I didn't feel great about it.
Yeah, but I hate Florida State, so
yeah, I do too.
I got
don't worry.
Here.
I'll take Saudi Arabia State. I'll stick to my guns here. 1-6. You got them at 2-5.
Yeah.
Then, oh man,
oh god,
this could be hilarious too.
Cristobal game.
This could be the one, right? Who do they play before and after? No one will be at this game, by the way. Nobody will be at this fucking game. Please tell me they're playing like Louisville or something.
They play Louisville the game before, and they're at SMU the next game.
Oh my god, this is perfect. This is perfect for it.
This is like a 10-1 money line play.
Oh man, I got to stick with the U, but it's tempting, man. It is tempting.
Yeah.
So 1-7 for me. This is the one, by the way.
The old Narduzzi game.
I feel pretty confident about this one being the one.
Stanford definitely wins.
This is the one. Narduzzi does it. Even when he won the ACC, they lost to Western Michigan. This is the one. This is the one. And I'm high on Pitt this year. I'm very high on Pitt this year. But give me Stanford to get that dub.
This is 6 games in 6 weeks for Pitt. Each hit Pitt. Stanford wins another one. 3 wins, baby.
Then North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Look, I have no like. This could be way more winnable than we think.
Yeah.
But I'll take UNC going cross country. But I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Stanford. What if North Carolina's not that good?
Yeah, I'll take Belichick.
Yeah,
I think they're better.
They are better.
They're on the East Coast.
Yeah, they are better, and I think the crowd will be better too.
Yeah.
Then you get one more bye week. Shout out to John Lynch. A lot of people don't know that John Lynch played quarterback at Stanford and safety, and he was on the baseball team. Shout out to the great John Lynch. Come out of the bye week, and then you got this. I love this rivalry. This is an underrated national rivalry. In my opinion, they have the greatest play in the history of football with Kevin Moan destroying that Stanford band member. But and this is winnable. This is fucking winnable. But I'll take Cal.
Yeah, we took Cal. We took Ron Rivera and Wilcox here. 3-8.
And then Notre Dame comes to the farm. Watch this be the one. Watch this be the one that we're overlooking. I mean, they've done it before. Were they 27-point dogs?
I'll take the points all day in this. If I'm getting 24.5, yeah, give me Stanford points.
Oh man, I got them at 2-10, man. You got them at 3-9.
I got them at 3-9. I gave them Florida State and Pitt.
This schedule, they're going to be dogs in all 12 games, I think.
Yeah,
look, the win total's at 3.5. They're plus 30,000 to win the ACC. They're plus 8,000 to make the college football playoff. Look at this fucking schedule, man.
It's the hardest schedule in the country.
I have San Jose State playing. Yeah. So, folks, in case you're wondering here, I have Hawaii as a bowl team. I have BYU as a bowl team. I have Boston College as a bowl team. Virginia.
They could make a bowl with their schedule.
They could. I have San Jose State. I have San Jose State in the Mountain West Championship. Right? SMU is an ACC contender. Florida State, who the fuck knows? Miami is an ACC contender. Pitt, I think, is an ACC contender. North Carolina, who the fuck knows? Cal, I think, is going to make a bowl. Notre Dame is a national championship contender. So
that's the hardest schedule in the country.
It is really fucking hard, man. Like
I don't-
this Florida and Wisconsin. Look, they don't get like what's the most winnable game? It's Virginia, right? Or Hawaii. It's honestly Hawaii or Virginia or BC. Like those three.
Or San Jose, I guess, at home.
No. San Jose beat them last year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the most winnable.
I just think San Jose is going to be improved this year from last year, and Stanford got worse from last year.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a 3-point spread. I think either way.
Yeah,
I think San Jose is going to win just because Nia Montalolo is a hell of a coach, and they'll have a chip on their shoulder, and Stanford won't know what hit them. But I mean, San Jose, Virginia, Hawaii.
So best case scenario is they catch Hawaii week 0. They beat BC. What if they honestly they could start out? What if they started out 4-1? Smash the over by week 5.
That'd be a hell of a start.
I mean, it's possible. Those are the worst parts of their team, but this I do think is a top 15 hardest schedule in college football for sure.
I don't even know if 6-6 is best case scenario.
Especially when you add in the mileage. When you add in the mileage of playing at Hawaii.
I love how they casually play Notre Dame at the end. It's a top 5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Just play Notre Dame. It's like, what?
Is the trip to – what's the furthest trip? Is it Miami?
Miami. I mean, Carolina and Virginia are far.
Even SMU is not close.
Hawaii's far.
Yeah.
I know it's the other way, but goddamn.
Yeah.
This is an under.
Dude, here's my thing is everybody is locking this under. It seems so chalky.
I mean, I guess they could get San Jose or Hawaii.
What if they get Hawaii, BC, Virginia, San Jose, and they're 4-1, and they smash the over? Or if they don't get San Jose, because I think I have San Jose better than you do, and they beat Cal on the
yeah.
They could beat Cal. That's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I'm not locking this because it stinks too much to me. It stinks. Setting that win total at 3.5. It's almost like Vegas thinks they're going to be better than everybody else.
They'll beat Miami. Get the over.
Yeah.
Crystal ball has a crystal ball game.
Please let that happen. I don't think there's anything on the board to bet with this team. I'm staying away. Even though I'm a 1.5 games under, stay the fuck away from this one. Folks, that's our show. We will be right back in about 15 minutes with the UCF Very Golden Knights 2025 season preview episode. Put together a slideshow to honor the history of Stanford football on the way out. Enjoy it because Stanford does have a rich history, and I want them to go all in on football. So if you're listening to this and you're connected at Stanford, come on, let's go. Let's get a Stanford beer too. I know it's not going to sell like a Dub V or something, but still help to the NIL collective there. Let's go. All right. Come on, Stanford. Excited about the future and to see if they do go, Mac, if they do go 4-1 there, is the ceiling 6 wins then? Because what if they beat Cal? That could be a 5th win. And what if North Carolina's ass or they beat Pitt? Is 6-6 the ceiling?
Yes.
Is the floor 0-12?
Yeah.
You imagine if they went 0-12?
Yeah, actually, I do think they could go 0-12. I mean, they're going to be an underdog in 11 out of 12 games.
I think I got them in a dog in all 12.
Yeah. They're going to be a 1-point favorite against San Jose just because they disrespect San Jose. But I'm with you. I think San Jose beats them.
Not after San Jose beats Texas week 2.
I hope so.
Let's
Mazzalolo brings out the triple option like Navy days.
All right, folks. We'll be right back with our UCF Very Golden Knights preview. 15 minutes. See you there. This is the college football experience, Stanford Cardinal style. Let's get this program up and rolling again. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1. 7. Let's get 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. My body and soul are nothing without heart. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Logic cause leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift.
I'm taking a piss right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team and the turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pair of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the hair. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause it's easy goal and moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Conspiracy theories, gotta love them, clearly. Nothing's more entertaining than entertaining a query. Just a word to the wise and the weary. Recognize the authors of reality and theory. Theoretically, I could have won Scribble Jam. In reality, I lost to a legend. Theoretically, I'm best friends with Uncle Sam. In reality, I've never even met him. Now, one day my potential may become reputation. Until then, I'm still a work in progress. I suggest you question what I'm saying. If anything, to become familiar with the process. My agenda may suit your needs. When I say your bill of rights has been ripped to shreds. But if it defends what you believe, hold dear to your truths and scream fuck seeds.
You know what the battle